G'day everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. To all my regular viewers, thank you. I appreciate the continued support. Any new viewers to the channel, please have a look around, check out the playlist. You might find something there that helps your next camping trip. What am I up to today? Well, I've headed back out to share with you the Daymo Adventure-Q Bush Kettle. Now, I gave you a little sneak peek and a bit of an intro to this in a recent video for the Adventure-Q Cooker Barbecue. And as I said in that video, I was going to do this in a separate video just to keep the videos as short as possible and to show you what this is all about. Just before we get into the video on this awesome little kettle, please just take a moment to hit subscribe. It helps my channel grow and helps me to bring you more content that you'll enjoy. Hit that button. While you're doing that, I'm going to unpack this and we'll get a cuppa underway. Thanks, guys. This is what really sparked my interest with Daymo products. So I'll get this open and I'll show you. It's such a cool little bit of gear. So cool. I really love this. Something different to anything else I've seen on the market. And I will show you what it is. So it's a food grade stainless steel kettle. Holds a litre of water, which is roughly 4 to 5 cups. It's got a little timber handle, safe touch handle, so you can pick it up once it is hot and boiling. And then it has this little collar section on the bottom. Comes with a storage bag as well, which I'll get out in a sec. But this little collar, that essentially sits down over your heat source. You can use your lunchbox cooker, like I used to cook breakfast this morning. You can use a 2-burner Dometic style camper trailer or caravan gas cooker. You could even use gas cooking in your home if you choose to. But that collar sits down over your heat source and then the kettle sits down into it. You might be thinking that's nothing out of the norm or nothing different to most kettles, but the key benefit to this kettle is this hole that goes through the center. So it's essentially like a twin wall insulated cup. The water actually sits inside this cavity and the heat rising up through the center helps to boil the water faster. So you can use, as I said, things like sticks, pine cones, leaves, anything you like to get that heat source going, and this will boil it. So cool. Comes with a little storage bag as well. So it's just like a cotton bag with a drawstring for your kettle and base to sit down inside. So yeah, really impressed with it. I'm actually going to fire this up and we'll get a cuppa underway. Holds a litre of water, which is about 4 to 5 standard cups. So I've filled that up most of the way. I reckon there'd be almost a litre in that. So let's go and get a cuppa on. All right, so I'll just go over these coals that were here already. You may notice this kettle's a little bit dark around the base and in the stand. I did fire it up last week. However, unfortunately, I did lose some footage and I didn't have a spare memory card on me at the time. So back out here today just to reshoot and show you how good this works. Now, all you do is start your fire. I've got some dry sticks here from last week, a little pile of them. I did have some better fire lighters, but left those at home. So we'll use the little blowtorch. I'll light these up. Let's move that box out of the way. Get a few little sticks on here and you'll see how good this works. Now obviously the kettle sits down into this collar, so you want the sticks to be shorter than the diameter just so the kettle can sit down in that little recess. But once it's going, you just drop sticks down through the hole in the top and this thing absolutely powers through boiling water. I'll turn this on, get it going, and then I'll grab my chair out and my cup and I'm going to have a coffee here, just sit and enjoy the serenity of the bush. And that's what these sorts of products are all about, guys. It's just about getting out into nature, camping with family and friends, enjoying the beautiful bush and the surroundings and having a nice hot coffee while you're there. So that just sits down into that recess. A couple of these bigger sticks out of the way. Leave him out. And yeah, that just sits down like so. You can see the heat coming out of the top of it. And then as the heat looks like it's dying down a little bit, you simply drop some more sticks down through the neck, down here, and that'll keep it burning until it boils, and then you can obviously let your fire go out or build on that, turn that into your main fire, whatever you like. Just break them up ready. As I said, that blackening on the kettle is because I used it last week, and obviously depending on what timber you burn, you can sometimes get a little bit of sap coming out, and that will mark things like billies, stainless steel, you know, kettles like this. No fault of the steel, it's just the sap and the heat does that. So as that burns down, just drop a few more down there. So generally when you get up, most mornings, campers typically would get a fire going. You can start this up. You could even use coals off your existing fire if you've already lit one, and put the coals in the bottom if you want to do it that way as well. Or that can simply go on your gas cooker, your lunchbox cooker, etc. Get the heat going, sit back, relax. You know, you could be cooking your breakfast while the kettle just boils away quietly in the background. Really cool, I love this. So I'm going to grab my cup, going to grab a coffee satchel and a chair, and that will be boiling in no time. Now you can use sticks, you can use leaves, even pine cones, anything that's flammable around your campsite. Obviously dead sticks are going to burn a lot better and heat it up quicker as well, as opposed to anything that's a bit green or unseasoned. So by having that channel or cavity essentially up the centre and having the water going around the inside wall of the kettle, you'll find the heat circulates and dissipates a lot quicker around the water, if that makes sense. So it's boiling now, look at that. So there you go. That was maybe 3 minutes, something like that. I've got a litre of hot water. There we go. That's so cool. I'll just burn these couple of sticks. All right, I'm going to make a coffee. Yeah. And then obviously if you wanted to reheat the kettle, if you a few minutes later wanted that water hot again, just pop the base back over your fire, pop your kettle on, and away you go. Yeah, that's roasting hot. Just sit that back on there. All right, I'm going to sit down and have this coffee. So there you go, guys. There is the Daymo Adventure-Q Bush Kettle. Fantastic bit of gear. I really like that. As I said, this is what grabbed my eye at the camping caravan show a few weeks back, and yeah, I just wanted to do a video on them. I think it's a fantastic idea. As I said, it's an old design that was around years ago, but Daymo has brought it back and obviously made it their own. Fantastic little thing. I really like that. As I said, got the timber handle so you can move it around without getting burnt. Quick boil time, that probably took maybe 2-3 minutes, so about the same as a jet boil. But as I said, if you're sitting down in the morning, you're relaxed, you're at a campsite, you've just got up, you're going to cook bacon and eggs or make your breakfast, you're not in any mad rush. So if that takes a minute longer than a jet boil, it's not going to worry me. I really like that design. You can just sit it on your heat source, work away, start packing up, doing whatever you're doing, making your breakfast, and it's going to be boiled in no time. So yeah, really good. I really like that. As I said, I've got a camp trip coming up, so I'm going to give that an absolute hiding while I'm away. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. As always, appreciate the support. Don't forget, we are on social media, Facebook and Instagram, where I post regular updates and links to these videos. Be sure to give us a follow and a like so you don't miss out. As we always say, stress less, camp more. And just remember, no matter what vehicle you own or don't own, as long as you're getting out and camping, that's all that matters. Massive shout out to Daymo. Really appreciate them sending me down these two bits of camp gear, this and the Adventure-Q camp oven. If you haven't seen that video, check it out. I'll put links below. Be sure to have a look at their website. They've got some good specials going at the moment as well, some good deals. So thanks again to Daymo. Really appreciate it. Lovely family, Australian-owned company. So give them your support if you can. Check out all their gear. I'll put a link below in the description. This is not a paid sponsored ad. I don't get any kickback and there's no affiliate program. They sent me these bits of gear to test out and share with you guys. So massive shout out and thank you to Daymo. Anyway, I'm out of here. Hopefully we'll see you on the tracks. Cheers, guys.